Hey guys, Dylan here from Southland Golden. I have Isaiah with me today. He's not really with me yet, but he's on his way over. To get him here, I just said his name and he started to realize that that meant to come on. I'm just gonna toss my keys down over here. That's his dinner bell. All right, can you sit for me? Good boy. All right, so he's gonna walk on my left-hand side. So the dog's on this side, I'm on this side. That's how it'll be. It'll be like, it's a P to me, but for you guys it's backwards P. You see what that dinner bell does? He goes, it's dinner time? Wait, I'll come for dinner time, for sure. So, when we ring that dinner bell, we pay him out, all right? And when we start walking, we're gonna leverage that dinner bell just a little bit, all right? If he gets distracted or falls behind or takes a wrong turn, I'll just ring that dinner bell. Now, when people start training puppies, they don't have any food with them. I'm just using his kibble. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop the leash, because the leash isn't what's doing the work. The food is doing the work, and the food is a vehicle for me to build communication with Isaiah. And my hand signal tells him there's an invitation right here. If you come, you'll get food. If he gets lost along the way, then I will ring the dinner bell and say, hey buddy, you got lost along the way, I'm over here. Now, there's a standard to this. He's always on my left-hand side, meaning that I only treat from my heeled position on the left-hand side, which means I just drop the food down the back of my leg to my heel, because that's where I'd like my puppy dog to be. It does a couple of things for me. His vision includes me, because I'm in front of him just slightly, and that way he can see when I stop walking and when I turn. It also provides a little bit of room in front of him for me to turn. And so when I start out walking, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick his head up. So when I start walking, I take a turn, he comes to the outside of me. I take a turn, he comes to the inside of me. You see he's hunting for kibble that dropped on the floor. So I pick his head back up with the dinner bell. It says, hey, don't worry about that kibble, man. I got more of it right here. Good boy. So, when Isaiah walks with me, I'll feed him every 2 or 3 or 4 steps. And when I stop, it's his indication to sit. And he knows that because my shoulder comes up and that brings his head up and his butt down. While he continues to sit here, just like for other behaviors that we spoke about for fundamental obedience, while he displays the behavior that I'm looking for, he will get fed. Now, we start to pair word and communication with this body language and this behavior that we have going for us. So when I start walking, what I'm gonna say is heel or Isaiah heel. Heel. And when I stop, at first, I can ask him to sit, but we've been doing this for some time now, and so he realizes when Dylan stops, his feet stop moving, it's best if you just sit. Heel. So here again, when I stop, as long as he's paying attention, he should sit. All right? We're gonna start to work some of this other obedience that we already have taught you guys, but heel, we'll start to play into it. Sit, yes. We're gonna go right from his mouth to the floor. I'll be down. I'm gonna tell him to stay. Isaiah, stay. You see, he's not paying attention to me, he's just worried about food on the floor. So, stay. It's best that when you start treat training him while you're walking, you do it piece by piece. Because if you do it piece by piece, then you won't drop so many pieces. If you do full handfuls at a time, you start dropping a bunch of food. The dog starts to realize it's far more rewarding to hunt food on the floor than it is to pay attention to you. And that's kind of counterintuitive to what we're really trying to teach him. We say, don't worry about the floor, don't worry about other dogs, don't worry about other people, worry about us, because we have food, and that reward beats out all of other people's affection and playtime and all that good stuff. So stay. Here again, when I ask him to stay, the game is, it's very rewarding for him to sit tight, and I always come back and give him food. When I want him to move, I can release him with okay, or I can ask him to do something that he knows how to do, such as Isaiah heel. Heel. Yes. There again, since he was a little indecisive, as soon as he made the right choice, I said yes, or you can say good, and that lets him know. So if he's out in front of me, what I do, I take a step back with my left leg, heel, yes. All right, I want him right by my side here, or a little bit behind my side, so that I can step in front of him. Heel. You see, he will not get paid there. He will have to come back to my heel, yes, and that's where he gets paid, okay? Very common for a dog to be right in front of you at first when you guys walk, or if you ask him to sit, because he's not used to sitting at your side, or he's only known to sit in front of you because you guys have been doing obedience training. So, heel. Yes. Good. And then we'll do a circle the other way. Heel. Now notice how close my hand is to his face. At first, lots of food, every step, every 2 steps, hands right in front of the face. As he gets better at this game, then I just say heel. Good. And then my hand comes down to meet him every 4, 5, 6 steps. Now, I'm paying attention to him. He's on the wrong side of me. I'm paying attention to him, and he's going to mirror that. So if you're not looking at the dog's probably not going to be looking at you, because when he looks at you, you're looking up into the front. He goes, I should be looking up into the front. There must be something really good or dangerous or advantageous up there, and so we'll worry about that. So I'm in contact with the dog. It also lets me know when the dog's not looking at me. When the dog's not looking at me, he's not paying attention, and therefore I ring the dinner bell to get his attention back. Heel. Good. Sit. Good. Down. Good. Stay. It could be heel or okay, heel. Good. Sit. Stay. His head goes down there because he's going to hunt for food. So what I do is I step my body back into him to pick his head up. Stay. Now he's staying, but he's not paying attention to me, which is a sign of failure. So I'll call him out of that into an area where I know he doesn't have any food and he didn't see any food drop. Stay. Okay, come. Good. And heel. And sit. Good. Stay. He tried to walk on me, so I stepped on his leash. Stay. Sit. Stay. I'll bring him back around to heel. Sit. Stay. Okay, come. Good boy, Isaiah. Now, we pick up the leash. And the leash helps us heel there when his head's on the floor. Heel. But we can't forget about the food, okay? The leash right now is just a part of the equation, but it doesn't provide much guidance. It just limits him on how far he can get distracted. Come, come. And if he falls behind, I'll put a little pressure on it. Or if I say, Isaiah, sit, I'll put a little pressure, pull a little pressure up. As soon as he sits, the pressure of the leash drops off because he just did what I'd like him to do. Or if I'm walking, pressure, and then pressure, the leash is off. Pressure, and the pressure of the leash is off. And when the leash pressure is off, that's when I feed him. So from the dog's perspective, leash pressure on, I move. Leash pressure off, Dylan feeds me. Beautiful. So he knows he can make sense of the pressure. At first though, it's just a little slight pressure from him pulling on the leash. Just gets him acclimated to it so the dog doesn't chew on the leash and bite on the leash and scratch on the leash. He just kind of gets immune to it, so that when I pick up the leash, everything is good. Nothing's happening. Now, if I add a little pressure, it must mean something because it's more pressure than I'm used to, and Dylan has the leash, so what does it mean? Oh, it means get closer, now here's some food. Oh, it means sit up, now here's some food. Heel, a little pressure, now here's some food. Sit up, there's some pressure, let it go, now there's some food. Good boy. We can do this for come, little pressure, now there's some food. Sit, little pressure, now there's some food. All right, now here's a little trick for you guys, okay? What you're gonna do, because I've seen 100 people do it, you're gonna stand here and not move your feet, and you're gonna do this. And you see what the dog does? He doesn't do anything. You have to drop your hand back far enough to make room for the dog. Now, it's even easier if you drop your left foot back to give him some space and guide him with your momentum. Boom, now we are really working together. Takes a little foot coordination. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna come and sit in front of you. Sit, good. But we don't really want that. So we're gonna say heel, we're gonna drop our left foot back, lower the hand, bring it all around, step the left foot back up, sit him and pay him, all at the same time. You guys are gonna kind of have to find a little rhythm with that, but I have no doubt that you guys will do great. If you have any comments or questions, we would love to help you. And otherwise, you guys will be seeing Isaiah very soon. We hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday, and we will see you on the next video. Have a good one, guys. Come on, Isaiah.